Hello there. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Miriam Giles, and I wear a number of hats within St John's Welling. But this particular hat I'm wearing today is that I'm the rep for you for Thy Kingdom Come. I thought I'd tell you a bit about that. And before I launch into it, I also want to welcome those of you who worship regularly at St John's, Erith, and anybody else who's listening into this and wants to get involved. What is Thy Kingdom Come? Well, a lot of you know, but a few years ago now, 5 or 6, the Archbishop of Canterbury, along with this incredible team working with him at Lambeth Palace, came up with this initiative. Wouldn't it be great to pray the Lord's Prayer from the moment of the Ascension, when we remember the Ascension of Jesus, to the day where we celebrate Pentecost, the birthday of the church, some people like to call that. And there are 11 days in between. And the idea has been that in past years, that we pray the Lord's Prayer individually at least once a day during those 11 years. That's how it first started. So people would choose the moment they woke up, or midday, or 6 o'clock in the evening, or before they went to bed, and they'd be praying the Lord's Prayer for the whole world, with the idea that all around the world people would be praying the Lord's Prayer every hour of the day. The voice of prayer is never silent, as one great hymn talks about. In more recent years, there's been a move to pray the Lord's Prayer over, say, 5 of our nearest and dearest friends or family who don't yet know Jesus. And so that, in the last few years, we've been really encouraged to select, to find, to think about, to pray through who we know, who we would love to see come to know Jesus, and pray for them every day. And not just for those 11 days, but every day. And we're going to continue with that as well this year. It's a great resource, and it's a great thing to do for those 11 days. And if you want help for that, I'm sure Lindsay's going to give us links to it, but there has been a beautiful booklet which is available to us, but you can download it on your phone. It has some artwork and a bit about the artist that drew the pictures. And there are prayers to use every day, and readings, and even action points. What are you going to do now that you've prayed that bit? So they can do that for the whole of the 11 days. And if you don't want to do that, just make sure you've planned when you're going to pray. Set your mobile alarm and pray the Lord's Prayer once a day. Now, normally we would set up something in church. I would be, at this stage, be thinking about what we could do in church, in our beautiful prayer room, where you could come, and we'd set up stations and you'd pray. We'd probably do a 24/3 if we could. Last year we only managed a 24/1, which meant we prayed for 24 consecutive hours over a short period of time. Guess what? We can't do that yet. But as that famous phrase is, our doors may be shut, but the church is alive. And so we're going to do it in our own homes. How, I hear you ask? It's going to be simple. My lovely friend Kate Foote came up with this brilliant idea of doing an 18/6. What on earth is that? But it sounds exciting. So here's what it is. We've selected 6 days before Pentecost, so from Monday the 25th till Saturday the 30th, and obviously Pentecost the 31st, we are going to pray each day from 6 o'clock in the morning until midnight. How's that going to work? Well, everybody who wants to sign up can take a 1-hour slot in during that time. So the last slot will be 11 p.m. in the evening. And we are going to include into that 18 hours for every day, we are going to include the normal Zoom prayer slots that some of us who use that a lot are using. And so we're going to put that in as well. And you can join in that whenever you want to. And they will continue, but then you select your own slot. So how are you going to do it? Well, on the website, again, I'm hoping my dear friend Lindsay will make this very, very easy for you. But you go into, there's going to be a special button to press, and you will go into the register. And once you've found the register, you select the hour you want. Obviously not the Zoom hours, they've already been blanked out. You select the hour that you fancy. Now, we've got about 108 hours to fill, so, feel free to take more than one if that's your thing. Not on one day, you could do one every day if you wanted to. But you sign up and you choose that. And as you put your name in, you'll find a little drop down thing will come up. And do you like my technical language? My drop down thing will pop up, and it will ask you for your name, and it will ask you for your email address. And it's not us being nosy, but Kate's also managed to set up for us that we're going to be able to get a reminder 24 hours before our hour and 1 hour before our hour, so we can't possibly forget. And then once you've signed in, a little tiny red man will come up next to your name, and that's just to denote that that is your exclusive hour and nobody else will book that hour. That's just the hour for you. That's exciting, isn't it? And so that takes us into another question. I think I can hear people shouting at me, but we don't have any technology. What are we going to do, Miriam? Well, that's going to be easy too, because you'll find on the site, you'll find Kate's phone number and you'll find our number, and it'll be on the note. This will be on the notice sheet too. So if you don't even have a computer, all you've got to do is you ring one of us, and we will let you know what's still available on the timetable thing, on the list, or whatever it's called, the sign up form, and we will book in your own personal hour on your behalf. We will do it for you. So that's dead easy. So that just leaves me to say, well, what are you going to do in that hour? Well, you're going to pray the Lord's Prayer. Why don't you take the simplest thing is to take the 6 statements of the Lord's Prayer, and even I, who am not great at maths, can divide that into 60 minutes, gives you 10 minutes for each statement in the Lord's Prayer, and pray it through. Pray it any way you want, whatever comes. Give us this day our daily bread isn't just about food, it's about all the physical provision that Jesus can give to us, as well as the Bible. So, use that time to be praying for people who are meeting our physical needs through the NHS, and people we know who need them, shopkeepers, people who are being really helpful to us too. So that's just one example. So you can pray that. But if you still want more ideas, there are plenty. And again, Lindsay's going to make that easy for you. On the 24/7 prayer site and the Thy Kingdom Come prayer site too. You can also download the whole app of Thy Kingdom Come app, and if you do that and you register, you'll see a light shining as you register, and we lighting up the world with prayer all over the world. It's really exciting. So let's get together and pray that God's kingdom will come and that his will be done in our lives and in the lives of every single person around the world. God bless you.